Welcome back to Scotty's Hobbies. As everybody knows, here in California on October 1st, the new rules for the OBD2 readiness status has changed to where you can't have any monitors incomplete to be able to pass smog. But has that gone into effect yet? In this video, I'm going to go over that. I'm going to update you on what's really going on with that new rule change and what you can expect, or maybe what we should expect. But before we go too far, please hit that like button. Check out the video library for a ton of automotive helpful DIY videos and emissions deregulation videos that could be happening. Also, don't forget about the Gulu A3 compressor jump starter giveaway. I am giving one of these away. There's going to be a link in the description below and the first comment for you to get over to the video to get entered to win this. This is a jump box and a air compressor for your tires, balls, whatever, all in one. I'm going to give you one of these absolutely for free. It only takes a comment to get entered to win this. That's it. No purchase. Just comment on the video and you are entered to win. I'll be choosing a winner on November 6th for this. Last month we did a giveaway of the Blue Driver OBD2 scan tool, and I probably will be doing another giveaway on one of these sometime soon, so make sure to stay tuned to the giveaways. But let's get back into this. So the OBD2 readiness monitor rule changed. All vehicles, all OBD2 vehicles are no longer allowed to be able to pass smog with any incomplete monitors, including the EVAP monitor. But there's something going on. The rule has not changed. And as it is today is October 29th, 2025. So I've been having a lot of technicians hit me up asking when the rule is going to change, because I keep seeing vehicles pass with the EVAP monitor incomplete, especially the EVAP. I'm not sure about the 96 to 99 with any one incomplete, but a lot of technicians have been saying, what's going on? Why are these cars still passing? And also, I had a friend yesterday, or was it the day before, he was having problems setting his EVAP monitor on his Volkswagen. He drove a ton of miles. He let it warm up a bunch of times, and it passed smog without the EVAP monitor complete on that vehicle. And actually, let's call him real fast and just see what he has to say real fast about that car. Let's see. It's my friend. Can you see? Jaime.
Please leave your message for...
Well, that didn't work out as planned. He didn't answer. But what he had was, I believe it was a 2012 Volkswagen. He couldn't get the EVAP monitor set. I gave him my recommendations because all of his monitors are incomplete. He did some work on it. He was trying to sell the car. He was trying to get them to set. So I told him my drive cycle that I do to get the monitors to set. He got everything to set except the EVAP monitor. So he hit up Volkswagen. Volkswagen recommended driving the vehicle with a full tank at 60 miles an hour for 30 minutes straight, and that would set the EVAP monitor, which I thought was outlandish and just absurd, but that's what they recommended. So he was like, I'm gonna give it a try. And then he hit me back up a little bit later and he was like, bro, why didn't you tell me that this thing would pass with the incomplete EVAP monitor? I was like, well, I explained to him the new rule change and everything. I wasn't sure what was going on with that. And he was like, I just took it to a smog shop and my buddy there said, hey, let's go ahead and give it a try, see what happens. And it passed. He didn't have to set the EVAP monitor on a 2012 Volkswagen. So with that knowledge and other people bringing this up to me, I hit up Bar today. And what they told me, I was just asking them, a field rep, what's going on? And he said the best knowledge that he could give me, or the best recommendation that he could give me, was to look up the Bureau of Automotive Repair fall newsletter that just came out a couple weeks ago. And in this, and if you see, I'll put it right up here and you can read it. There's links in the description for everything I do. Oh yeah, also, if you need to set OBD2 monitors, I will also post a link. Let's do it right here and also in the description of a video that I made on how I set my monitors. I might do a version 2 of that video because I did forget, I think, the air pump monitor in that video, but I did post a video on how I set OBD2 monitors. Oh, here he is actually. What up? Hey. Hey, I'm making a video right now on the fucking EVAP monitor, or the, I just cussed. Try that again. I'm making a video right now on the OBD2 readiness monitor thing.
Yeah.
What year is your car?
Is it 2012?
2012. And for sure that EVAP monitor wasn't set.
I know it wasn't set.
Okay, that's what I was.
Because I was talking to, I forget who, Kurt from Eurotech, and he goes, it doesn't need to be set. He said, just go smog it. I went down and I told them down there, I said, all the monitors are set except for the EVAP. He goes, okay, that's cool. And he went and he did my thing, my smog.
Yeah. All right, I was just making sure. You're going to be in a video right now. Cool. I knew it was a 2012. I wanted to get the better details on it, but just so people understand what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, I know. You got 2012 GTI.
Cool. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
All right, later. All right, there you go. So you can see 2012 Volkswagen GTI passed without the EVAP monitor incomplete. With the EVAP monitor incomplete, passed just fine. He got rid of that car. So back to this. The Bureau of Automotive Repair Fall 2025 newsletter, new OBD2 readiness monitor regulations explained. Says to strengthen the effectiveness of the California Smog Check program, the Bureau of Automotive Repair, BAR, recently adopted regulations governing onboard diagnostic to OBD2 readiness monitors effective October 1st, 2025. Keeps going on. Implementation of the updated standards will be phased in gradually to ensure a practical, data-driven approach for the smog check industry and consumers. So what they're saying, what the BAR said is, currently, the old standard of the 96 to 99 is allowed to have any one monitor incomplete, and the 2000 and newer, you're allowed to have the EVAP monitor incomplete. And this is for the gas vehicles. For diesel, it's a little bit different. On this newsletter, if you scroll down a little bit more, it says the role of OBD2. It explains to you what the OBD2 monitors are, and when do you need to set OBD2 monitors. That is usually after repair, or after the vehicle gets jumped or has a dead battery. That resets the computer as well, and you have to reset all the monitors in order to be able to pass smog. OBD2 monitors are self-tests on your vehicle that ensures that the vehicle emission system is working properly. Yada, 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 right? So some vehicles have a very, very hard time passing these monitors, specifically EVAP monitors. The state knows that. What they're doing is they are going through the list that they currently use of monitors that are allowed to be incomplete to be able to pass smog. There's already a list of that. I will post a link in the description below of that list that's currently in play. So they're going over that list, double checking everything, just like Santa Claus, just making sure it's all right. I don't even know what it says. Checking everything twice, making sure they're naughty or nice. I think that's how it goes. That's what they're doing with the OBD2 readiness monitors in the list that already applies. On this newsletter, you can see the table for the previous regulation standards for unset monitors. This table is still currently good. Just below that, regulation changes. The current pass-fail criteria will remain unchanged while BAR collects and analyzes smog check data. That's right there. Now this is from the fall newsletter. Updates will only be made where data shows unset readiness monitors can reasonably be expected to complete. So some vehicles won't change at all. Oh, and right there. For some vehicles, requirements may never change. They'll be the same. So some vehicles will still have incomplete monitors and they will still pass. So really, you just got to try smog in the vehicle. And you might go to a smog check facility and the technician says, oh, your monitors are incomplete. It won't pass. Your monitors are incomplete. It won't pass. It does suck sometimes, but sometimes I have to tell the technicians, just smog my vehicle. I don't care if you think it's going to pass or fail. Input my information correctly and just smog my vehicle as it is and let's see if it passes. Sometimes it does. Usually it does. Very rarely do I take a vehicle to a smog check station and it fails. Next, any updates will be phased in carefully with input from the smog check industry, and CARB. The smog check referee is available to assist motorists who encounter difficulties meeting new readiness monitor requirements. Notification of any changes to the unset readiness monitor criteria will be announced well in advance of the start date for the changes. So until further notice, And there's more to this. You could read on to it. It's not much more, but go read this. The link in the description. Go read it. So nothing has really changed as of now when it comes to the OBD2 readiness monitor regulations or acceptance of what the criteria is. So smog vehicles just keep going as normal. Nothing, and even more so, I keep saying nothing has changed when it comes to smogs in California. Really? Still? What is it? I said October 29th, 2025. Really, nothing has changed at all. What we were doing a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it's still the same exact thing. Nothing has changed. So, like, subscribe, share. Get entered to win the Gulu A3 jump box and compressor combo. Link in the description. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies, and I will see you guys on the next, hopefully, helpful video.